Somewhere beyond the outer planets, in a darkness so deep sunlight looks like just another star, an aging machine is still speaking to Earth. It was built when disco was on the radio, when computers filled rooms, when no one owned a smartphone or imagined the internet in their pocket. And yet today, after nearly half a century in space, Voyager 2 continues to send signals across billions of miles. That alone sounds impossible. But what makes Voyager 2 extraordinary is not just that it survived. It is what it discovered in a place humanity had never touched before. Because when scientists believed they understood where our solar system ends, Voyager 2 arrived at the boundary and found something far stranger than expected. Voyager 2 launched in 1977, just weeks before its twin, Voyager 1. NASA had recognized a once-in-many-lifetimes opportunity. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune had aligned in a rare configuration that would allow spacecraft to use gravity assists, slingshotting from one giant planet to the next. A journey that could have taken decades longer suddenly became possible. The mission was never supposed to last this long. Engineers expected only a few years of major operations. Instead, Voyager 2 became one of the greatest explorers ever built. It flew past Jupiter, revealing storms and volcanic moons. It passed Saturn and its rings. Then it did something no spacecraft has repeated since. It became the only probe ever to visit Uranus and Neptune, showing us tilted worlds, icy winds, and distant moons in the frozen edge of the solar system. And all of that was done with hardware primitive by modern standards. Voyager 2 carries tiny memory compared with modern devices. Its computer power is minuscule next to even basic electronics today. Its transmitter is incredibly weak across such unimaginable distance. Yet somehow, through careful engineering and decades of support from NASA's Deep Space Network, it still whispers home. But the greatest chapter of its journey began after the planets were behind it. Far beyond Pluto lies an invisible structure called the heliosphere. This is the enormous bubble created by the solar wind, streams of charged particles flowing outward from the Sun. It surrounds the planets and helps shield our solar system from some radiation coming from interstellar space. For years, scientists imagined its outer boundary, called the heliopause, as a kind of border checkpoint. Inside, the Sun's magnetic influence dominates. Outside, the wider galaxy takes over. It seems straightforward. As Voyager 2 approached that frontier, researchers expected obvious signs. Cosmic radiation should rise. Plasma conditions should change. And most dramatically, the magnetic field direction should shift as the spacecraft left the Sun's domain. Then came the surprise. In 2018, Voyager 2 crossed into interstellar space. Instruments detected changes in particle populations and plasma density, strong evidence it had reached the boundary. But the magnetic field did not dramatically flip the way many models suggested. That was deeply puzzling. Years earlier, Voyager 1 had shown a similar mystery. Now Voyager 2 confirmed it was not just a one-time anomaly. The heliopause existed, but it was not behaving like a clean line drawn across space. Imagine expecting to walk through a doorway and instead stepping into dense fog where inside and outside blend together. That is closer to what Voyager seemed to find. Instead of a neat border, the edge of the solar system looked tangled, layered, and complex. Solar particles mixed with galactic particles. Magnetic influences overlapped. Conditions changed gradually in some ways and abruptly in others. And that meant something profound. The map of our solar system's frontier may have been too simple all along. For decades, textbooks often described boundaries in clear terms because clear terms are easier to understand. But nature does not care about our diagrams. Nature creates turbulence, distortion, waves, folds, and regions that refuse to fit human expectations. Voyager 2 had reached the edge of home and discovered that home does not end with a sharp line. What made Voyager 2's discovery even more unsettling was that it challenged how scientists thought the heliosphere should move and breathe over time. The Sun follows an approximately 11-year activity cycle. During more active periods, stronger solar wind should push the heliosphere outward. During quieter times, it should shrink inward. That means the heliopause is not fixed. It should shift like a living membrane responding to the Sun's mood. So when Voyager 2 approached the boundary years after Voyager 1, scientists expected differences in where that crossing would occur. But once again, reality was more complicated. Voyager 2 crossed at a distance not dramatically different from Voyager 1, despite different solar conditions. That suggested the outer boundary may be shaped by more forces than expected, including pressure from interstellar space, magnetic geometry, and turbulent interactions we still do not fully understand. In simple terms, the border around our solar system may twist and flex in ways no smooth model can capture. It may have folds like fabric, ripples like water, stress points like metal under pressure. And if that is true, then humanity still does not know the true shape of the cosmic bubble protecting every planet we have ever known. Think about that. We have mapped continents, decoded DNA, walked on the moon, and sent telescopes deep into the universe. Yet the very boundary surrounding our own solar neighborhood remains uncertain. That is the power of Voyager 2's mission. Not flashy explosions. Not alien cities. Not giant monsters in space. Something more important. Humility. Because Voyager 2 reminded science that even the nearest mysteries can remain unsolved for generations. And it made this discovery while slowly dying. Voyager 2 is powered by radioactive material that produces heat converted into electricity. Every year that power supply weakens. To keep the spacecraft alive, engineers have shut down non-essential systems one by one. Heaters were turned off. Backup functions were sacrificed. Every watt became precious. Yet instruments kept operating in conditions colder and harsher than anyone expected. The spacecraft has become less of a machine and more of a miracle of endurance. Its signals take many hours to reach Earth. Commands from Earth take many hours to arrive back. Every conversation with Voyager 2 happens across immense silence. And still, it answers. One day, that will end. Its power will drop too low. The instruments will fall silent. The last data packet will arrive. Humanity will hear Voyager 2 for the final time without knowing in that exact moment it was the last whisper. But even then, the spacecraft's journey will continue. It will keep moving through interstellar darkness for thousands of years, then millions. A drifting artifact of Earth carrying a golden record of sounds, greetings, music, and messages from a young civilization that wanted to be remembered. And maybe that is what makes Voyager 2 so haunting. It was built for a short mission and became immortal. It was sent to study planets and ended up redefining the edge of the solar system. It was designed with 1970s technology and still outlasted generations of newer machines. Most of all, it traveled farther than almost anything humanity has ever made just to tell us one astonishing truth. The boundary of home is stranger than we thought. So when people ask what Voyager 2 found out there, the answer is not just data or numbers. It found that certainty dissolves at the frontier. It found that borders in space are not always lines. It found that even after decades of theory, the universe can still surprise us. And somewhere tonight, beyond the planets, beyond the sunlight, Voyager 2 is still moving onward into the black, carrying one final lesson. The map